welcome to day two of our 5-day meditation challenge. Hope that you enjoyed our chat yesterday with regards to breath work. And we want to hear from you guys. If you haven't already sort of given us some idea of how that was for you, maybe if something came up for you that, I don't know, sometimes, you don't, it's like, I don't know how I feel, or I don't, was I doing that right? Or if you have any questions or comments or anything like that, we definitely want to hear from you guys, because that helps us add more value for you guys, specifically to what your needs are. And this is something where, in which I love today's topic, and we'll jump into that in a second, but there's no right or wrong way to do this, right? I mean, right there, we could just stop the recording right now. I think we've covered all the ground on that, but we'll talk a little bit about that. But it's such a great thing. So there's no right or wrong way to do the breath work or moving into a meditation practice. And I think that sometimes we can really get caught up in judging ourselves. But was there anything that you wanted to mention about yesterday's, the breath work stuff? Anything that you wanted to?
I just hope that at some point you took the time for yourself, that you honored yourself and gave yourself the 10 minutes to go through the guided meditation, that you found it of value. And even if it makes you realize, wow, I never slow down in my day, or I'm really uncomfortable doing this, or in the breathwork challenge,
I feel silly, or I feel, like whatever. Yeah,
this is foreign. I'm not sure what we're doing.
Yeah.
You know what? That's okay. We can go out of our comfort zones, but stick with the challenge. That's all we're encouraging. 5 days. You can do it. 5 days.
I will say one thing with regards to learning any new skill, and meditation, breath work, any of this is just the same thing as any skill. Allow yourself to be an amateur, right? You got to start at the beginning and you have to grow there. Like allow that process. Feeling silly, I don't know, it's normal when you don't really know what you're doing. We always feel silly when somebody starts a new job, or you go to a new school, or you start a program, or right, you don't really know. And so anything can feel strange. And then if you just keep doing it, it's like, oh, that makes sense. Like that's easy. And anyway, I love today's topic. So why don't we, I hope you guys had a great time with the meditation. Again, also, if you have any comments or things that came up for you, or awarenesses, you're like, oh, like
we'd love to hear them.
Yeah. Like I didn't know I didn't calm down, or I didn't realize I was sort of anxious, or my mind's running away with itself, or whatever. We definitely, we love to hear all that kind of stuff too. So let's talk about there's no right or wrong way.
Well, I think it's a great builder on yesterday, after you had that initial guided meditation. Because I think with social media, we are bombarded on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, whatever
social media
platform you're using, of all of these images of perfection. It could be the yogi, it could
be highlight reel,
it could be that. And I think we have this misconception that we need to be the yogi or the guru.
We need to arrive. There's some place that you've arrived there. You're like, this is a journey.
That I have to be this in order to meditate.
Right.
But that's the beauty. You don't have to be. You don't have to be any of those things.
Yeah.
You can be a stay-at-home mom. You could be the business executive. You could be, a world traveler. You could be an entrepreneur. You just need to be you. And that's always more than enough. So we need to really learn to let go of these misconceptions that there's a way that I should be meditating, that I need to have my meditation pillow, and I need to wear a certain thing, that my body needs to be a certain type, that I need to be a certain individual, or that's only for hippies. Only they do that. I don't do yoga. I don't do this and that. So why would I meditate? I think meditation's for everyone through whatever age or phase you are at in your life. It doesn't matter if you are, a Christian or a Hindu, and
this adds value to everything.
It's not about that.
No, it's not. Honestly, this is a relationship with yourself, like getting back to actually listening and honoring yourself. And I think, my gosh, there's never a better time to invest in ourselves, as here we are, a little more than a year past, COVID, right? A global pandemic, and people being isolated, and people really recognizing that, oh my gosh, maybe we've been way off track with their diet. We've been way off track with their activity. And I'm feeling socially isolated, or, all these things can be creeping in on us. And this is a great opportunity for us to just practice being kind, to pause the judgments, because we're doing it to ourselves. No one else is doing it. There may be someone out there saying you have to do something a certain way. They might say that, and that may be true for them, and allowing that to be true for them, and not worrying about, not worrying about that, and just allowing your practice to be for you, and not judging and being critical. You know what I mean? Well, I just think it gets in the way, right? I think it gets in the way because you're not being in the moment if you're sitting there bashing yourself of, well, I'm not breathing right, or, well, what is that? Like, do I breathe in for how long and how long? No. Just do something.
I think what you do need is to have a curiosity.
Yeah.
A curiosity to explore and just give over to the 5 days. We're asking for 10 minutes a day, and just that curiosity. What is this? What's it about? Yeah. Am I going to get anything from it? And even that is such a gift to yourself. And if you commit to the 5 days, it'll allow you to go deeper into things that you'll experience differently for the first time. So we really invite you to stick with today, and doing it from the knowledge of however you do it, however you practice your meditation today is the perfect way that you should be doing it today. There's no right or wrong way. Whether your thoughts are racing, you may doze off to sleep, you may be fidgety, you may be thinking of the groceries. It doesn't matter. Whatever you experience was right
is
for
what
you
you're supposed to
today.
Experience.
Yeah.
And I wanted to just mention in there too that there's tons of resources. So we literally wanted to keep these videos pretty short.
Yes.
We want to give you a taste. This is not an exhaustive, course on breath work or meditation or anything. So if you want to learn more, of course, we've got lots more information and we can help too. So please reach out to us if you have any questions or anything like that. But also there's tons and tons of free resources, let alone paid resources out there, but free resources available on YouTube. I mean, you can Google anything and find so much great content, and find the thing that works for you. Don't try and fit, it's like a round peg into a square hole by well, I like that. I think that person's really good at this, so I should follow them. Find somebody, for instance, right? Like somebody that teaches stuff or whatever. Find people that really resonate with you, because they resonate with you for a reason. So the ones that don't, right? Let it go. Find somebody else. There's tons and tons of stuff out there. And if you have any questions about that too, like I said, you can reach out or in the comments and just ask us, and we can even give you a few different links and stuff if that's something you're looking for.
Yeah. And so today's challenge is that when you're noticing that your mind is racing and that you are feeling overwhelmed, you can't slow down your thoughts, that we want you to remind yourself that there is no right and wrong way to meditate. And so just try to slow down the thoughts with the breath work that we encouraged you to do yesterday, with the 3 deep breaths with the eyes closed, wherever you are. It could be at your office, at your desk. It could be in the grocery store when your 2-year-old's having a tantrum.
Before bed.
First
thing in the morning, like anytime.
So use the breath work to help support slowing down the thoughts, to remind yourself that there's no right or wrong way to do this.
And I know something that I'd mentioned to you before too. We were talking about this, and I think it was with this one actually. You said about a mantra. Was that a different day?
Different day.
A different day. But I'll add this one in here too, because this fits as well. Sometimes when a thought comes in, we all have thoughts. Just so you know, your thoughts are right. And, right. They're not right or not wrong in a sense. You know what I mean? They're just a thought. You don't necessarily have to engage with it. But it's interesting because I know for myself, when I started my meditation practice, of course, it didn't work until it did. That's why it's called a practice. You actually have to work your way there, right? I remember that I would have certain thoughts like, this isn't working, right? I mean, there was an old story that I had and I continued it on, right? So just the thought comes in, it's not working. And I might attach with that thought and say, yeah, it's not working. It's not working. And I would believe it. And so what I did is I added just onto the end of the statement in my mind, like, it's not working. And I said, yet. And that all it did was it just allowed a little bit of space of like, oh, it's coming. It's not here yet, but it's coming. And for some reason, it just allowed me to keep going with my practice till I could actually get to that place where it did work for me. I hope that helps somebody.
No, that's perfect.
Cool. All right. Yay. So Carrie, we're going to add the link again to today's meditation, guided meditation that Carrie had done, and hope that you find some value in that.
And give us your feedback.
Yeah. Always feedback. Love feedback. So, all right. Have a great day, you guys, and we'll see you on day 3.
See ya. Bye.